You're listening to All Things Transformers, version 2.0.
Unless you know where Megatron's hiding his space bridge.
Space bridge? They actually finished building it without my supervision?
Hello and welcome to All Things Transformers version 2.0, episode 21. I'm your host, Steve Megatron Phillips, and joining me in this episode is...
Callie, hello.
Hello.
Mirai, hi.
Hello.
TFG and Mike.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, we have brought in Callie and Mirai to bolster the estrogen on the Geekcast Radio Network.
Oh, we need more voices like ours in here.
Yes, and since they are both Transformers fangirls, Mirai leaning towards the more stranger things.
No, I'm not.
Fiction. Liar!
Don't
Constantly
say that about me.
stare at pictures of knockout and I almost said knockdown and breakout.
Okay, that's only funny in jokes. That's only because they're both really, really sexy.
Uh-huh.
She checks their treads.
Yeah, a lot.
Versus one of their dreads. Oh, actually 4 or 3 out of the 4.
Excellent. Yes.
Oh boy.
So yes, we've brought them in as hosts. They will probably show up more than once, depending on the topics, or if they actually want to be in more episodes. But again, it'll be up to them, and it'll be up to Steve.
I'm fine with it, so.
As long as you'll have me, whatever.
So, Callie, what have you been up to this week?
Not a whole lot, and my cat says hi.
Blobcat!
I do a lot of sewing. I make the Puggle formers that some people may or may not know about. And that's pretty much everything that I do.
Everybody knows about those.
That's pretty much the only thing I do with my time, except for maybe TV or video games, and I usually watch TV while I'm doing sewing anyway.
Nice.
What about you, Mirai?
For the last week, I guess in terms of recent stuff, I have been working my butt off because work managed to schedule me for 7 days straight working, and that was really draining on my body. Unfortunately, that cut into my time working on my costume. I'm a costumer. I'm working on Transformers Prime Breakdown. I also moderate the site transcostumers.com. Just kind of, I like doing this for fun, and this is one of the things, actually pretty much the only thing that I do when I get home from work is breakdown.
Yes. I've been podcasting as usual. One of our interviews got rescheduled because emails went to spam folders instead of actual inboxes, so one of the interviews got postponed until the week after next. Gonna be bringing back a TFG1 podcast. Not as far as new actual episodes, since that was a review show on the Generation 1 cartoon, but we're going to be doing the TFG1 interviews, and the first interview that we'll be having is Dan Gilvizan. So that'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Steve? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been trying to tweak my various voices and trying to perfect some of them. I'm trying to get to the point where I can actually try and make money doing voices. Obviously, that's a long journey. Also, I've been updating Predacon Empire, keeping up with that, and prepping stuff for our giant Geekcast radio meeting at the end of the month.
Yes.
So yeah, so mostly been doing that and trying to get studio contacts and whatnot.
Very cool, very cool. So, shall we just jump into the news?
Yes, we shall do that.
Let's have at it.
Welcome back to All Things Transformers, and starting it off, we're going to go into the convention news.
Yes, and a big, huge piece of news came out, I believe it was just today.
Yes.
There will be no third-party toys at BotCon 2012.
You sound,
Huh? I sound what?
you sound far too happy about that.
Well, let me go through this article here. A quick note to our fans regarding an issue that has been lingering around for a while. This year, dealers who signed up for BotCon realized there was some new wording in the contracts related to unofficial product and how it will be handled at the show. The wording is as follows. Promoter and its designees, including Hasbro Incorporated, each reserves the right to ban or deny display of any item for any reason. Promoter is and its designees, including Hasbro Inc., each reserves... Well, that's... no. Each reserves the rights to confiscate any items that violates these rules and regulations.
There's the right wording.
Exhibitor agrees to permit such confiscation without incident and agrees that all confiscated items shall become the property of promoter or its designee and may be turned over to the appropriate authorities. Basically what they're saying is your shit's going to get revoked and taken away from you.
And they can kick you out, too.
And they can kick you out, yeah.
That's such crap. If Hasbro would actually make the stuff that the third-party people are making, maybe they'd actually make some extra money off it.
Now, I can see... Alright, well... Basically what it's saying is if you bring in third-party knockoffs or any other unlicensed products to the show, Hasbro and or BotCon can take it and throw you out. Exactly. But the thing is, like, okay, I can see them doing that with people who bring knockoffs. But if it's, like, you know, third-party, like, Fans Project that makes accessories or something, you know... I don't understand why they wouldn't allow that, because it's accessory kits. It's I don't know. This is just one big mess, actually.
Well, one of the things that I can see with it is just Hasbro is not necessarily tired of them taking their money, but more just kind of they're kind of pretty much getting punked at their own show. I understand it from a business standpoint. I really do. The hard part about it is looking at third-party stuff versus Hasbro stuff, and there's no comparison. Part of the reason why is because Hasbro refuses to charge $150 per toy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, and the thing is, though, the thing with this, though, is that, you know, third-party... More so for me, third-party stuff has become the bane of my existence when it comes to Transformers toy news, simply because, you know, the third-party people are doing all these accessory kits, and, you know, people like Fans Project are doing actual figures like Warbot Defender, and they're getting around them, you know, around the Hasbro trademarks and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Why it's the bane of my existence is because that's all the news is. All the like there's, sure, recently there's been news about, the new generations figures that are coming out this year, but like the end of last year, after the movie, after Dark of the Moon came out on DVD, all the toy news went back to, hey, this is what the third-party people are doing. While I respect and I like the fact that the third-party people are giving us stuff that Hasbro never will, I'm sick and tired of seeing third-party stuff everywhere and Hasbro not stepping up to the plate and making some of this stuff themselves. I mean, it doesn't take, if you put, say you're gonna do, who has a lot of accessories? Instead of doing, Hercules, Hasbro, why don't you make a Classics vs. Devastator? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where I know it'll never happen because Hasbro, like all companies, have a bottom line budget that they have to stick to, but I don't know. Like the Not Insecticons I think it's from Fans Project. Hasbro can do Classics, Generations, Insecticons. I don't see why they can't.
The problem is that Hasbro is a large corporation and they don't put all their time into Transformers, so all the ideas aren't there, whereas the third-party companies are pretty much putting all their eggs in one basket, so to speak.
True.
And they're able to put a lot more creative power into it. The problem is, I'm not against the whole third parties not being allowed here. That's just good business sense from a business point of view. The problem is that they didn't clarify what is third party, what is artist alley, and they did not do it in a timely manner because you know that people that plan to sell third party things already made all their plane ticket thing, already bought their tickets, spent a lot of money and time to make everything ready. A month in advance is the proper time.
Yeah. I'm massively curious to see what Fans Project and BBTS are both going to do throughout this entire convention. I'm really curious to see how this is going to be handled from any of the third-party companies' standpoint that are usually there.
You know what I was wondering right now is the contract that you sign when you register for the artist alley dealer room, whatever it is. Do they give you enough time to back out with these new rules, or it may not have been an intentional trap, but someone needs to look at that and see if they can even cancel now.
You've got a point.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, because it's kind of crap to pull that last minute.
I know this is a Transformers podcast, but this whole...
I know where this is going now.
Oh, jeez.
No, hold on.
I'm good to go. They gave me the go-ahead.
Hold on. Okay, here's the thing. This reminds this whole third-party thing in the short notice reminds me of every single time Mattel gives a short notice on other figures from that company. It's like, day of sale, your subscription will be delayed 2 weeks.
One of the things that I think that I will very easily see is someone had said on Twitter that they are really looking forward to seeing the hushed conversations about where the parts parties are and what room to go to shop for third parties during BotCon, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
And hey, if they have the third parties I'm looking for, that's where I'm going.
All I know is that my puzzles are good to go. BotCon gave me the go-ahead.
Sweet. That
Nice.
works.
Yeah, because they don't
fantastic.
technically attach to anything else, so...
Yeah.
At least Pete at BotCon gave me the go-ahead. So if I have any problems, I'm going to bring out a printout of that email.
There you go.
I would.
Pete is kind of a good dude now.
He likes the puzzles. That's all I know.
Nice.
There you go.
He likes the puzzles and is okay in Cali to still sell them. We're good.
Okay, jumping into the Transformers Hall of Fame nominees, finalists. They are Skybite, Rodimus Prime, which is actually Hot Rod, Wheeljack, Beast Wars Megatron, and RC.
Now, the last time we talked about this on All Things Transformers, we were under the impression it was Transformers Prime RC, but I've seen pictures that depict the G1 version of her.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And yeah, it's quite nice to see 3 classic Generation 1, 1 Beast Wars, and 1 Rid. Although I have a feeling I know who's going to win this. Just saying, considering Dinobot won a couple years ago.
I voted Skybite.
I have been voting hardcore nonstop for Wheeljack.
Would you like to know why I voted for Skybite?
Sure.
Because he's handsome.
Because he what?
This one is trapped down. Skybite, that's me. We'll drive straight into the ground and never. Megatron down. Skybite, that's me.
That is fine.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That's funny.
I of course, everybody knows what I voted, but
Megatron.
That's
Yes.
kind of a given with you.
Yeah.
yes.
It's kind of obvious.
I even made, the Twitter persona is
yes.
bugging people. So,
Yeah, I haven't gone over to vote yet, but when I do vote, it's probably going to be for Rodimus.
voting ends the 21st, so
I'll
Vote
probably
every
do it
single day
next
for your
year.
favorite.
use someone else's computer if you have to, and then use your own. You can vote multiple times.
Cheat the system! Cheat the system!
It's very flawed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What amuses the hell out of me is RC's bio, because it's clearly a G1, clearly G1-esque form they have up there, but they're talking about Prime RC in
The
it.
problem is that Hasbro doesn't realize that they're different characters. Did you see the videos every time they do this? I was at the BotCon 2010 dinner, and they had Shockwave as one of the possibilities.
Mhm.
He had random clips of TFA and G1 Shockwave with the long arm there for random reasons.
Well, I guess it's just
the same character when they really aren't, and they don't seem to be able to distinguish between the different variations.
I guess when you vote for one version of it, you vote for all of them. That's the only way that I can see it happening, but RC's weirdo bio is just, it's wigging me out, and I'm really kind of curious who wrote it, because somebody was off their rocker when they did.
Well, it's like they mixed the Prime version and the G1 version together and tried to make sense of it, and it doesn't make a lick of sense, because even then it's got some of the Universe comic in it as well, which is still considered the Generation 1 RC, but that's like voting for Megatron and having it cover every single one.
Yeah.
There's different iterations.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that Hasbro kind of doesn't really care? I mean, for their own, some of the stuff, like recently when they were using different pictures to show off future toys and stuff, and they were using G1 pictures, they just wiped the pictures off the TF Wiki. Blue Streak was blue.
Nice.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, the character one isn't the serious part of the nominations thing. I get it. It's supposed to be lighthearted in a slightly serious situation, but it kind of irritates me when they mix RC so much from G1 to Prime. There's no mention of animated RC anywhere in there, but yet we have specifically Beast Wars Megatron. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, if I'm voting for Megatron, I'm voting for Megatron, not for Beast Wars, not for Energon, or whatever iteration. Like, if I'm voting for RC, I'm voting for every version of RC. Whereas I'm just voting for Beast Wars Megatron. It's different. It's weird.
Yeah,
It
weird.
doesn't make sense to me, and it's kind of, personally, I think it's kind of unfair.
At this stage, IDW cares more about Transformers than Hasbro.
I think so. Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
We also have for the next story, we've got the 2012 Hall of Fame inductees of Simon Furman and Chris Latta. So that's very interesting because last year, wasn't it last year that they first started the Hall of Fame, or was it 2 years ago? No, it was last year.
BotCon 2010.
Yeah, it was 2010.
Was it 2010?
2010 in Florida.
Yeah, you're right, because last year, okay.
Oh, it was 2010 dinner. Was it in 2010?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
2010 because
That was the first annual.
Yeah.
Even though there's no
Because-
such thing as a first annual. And that
Yes.
annoys me.
In 2010, we had Peter Cullen, Bud. No, it's supposed to be Bud Budiansky. I don't know. Yoki Hideki and I can't.
Koji Ono.
Yeah.
Koji Ono and Hideaki Yoke-san.
Yes. And then in 2011, we had Steven Spielberg and Michael Bay, and obviously this year we've got Simon Furman and Chris Latta. So that's very cool that they're, paying homage to them.
Well, especially Latta.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Most definitely. More so Latta than Furman. I mean, Furman's everywhere.
Well, Furman's done all kinds of comics and
Yeah.
the last episode of Beast Wars and so on and so forth. But Latta definitely shaped Starscream.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Latta's family will be on hand to accept the award on his behalf. Awesome.
That is cool.
That's very cool. Now, the one thing, this is just because we're talking about BotCon Hall of Fame stuff, the one thing I noticed about this, and I didn't notice this until I looked at the BotCon guest page on their website, the reason why Gary Chalk and David Kay are guests this year is because this is the 10th anniversary of Transformers Armada.
Yeah.
That it is.
Which, that's cool.
Makes me excited. Because I'm one of those really strange fans that actually likes Armada.
I've
So,
not actually seen Armada, but everyone told me not to watch it, so I haven't.
It's bad.
it's cool. Of course,
I think Cybertron took it to the ultimate bad.
well, when it was on TV, I was in my Japanese anime mode, so that was like right up my alley because it was made in Japan.
I had the Japanese anime mode phase when I was younger, and I lived but thankfully I live in New York near Chinatown, so I just got Beast Wars 2nd and Neo dubs from knockoff, bootleg video cassettes. And that's what I spent my childhood watching.
Whatever makes you happy when you're a kid, I guess.
I watched Beast Wars Neo.
Alrighty. Moving on, there is, of course, a section for the games. We have Transformers Evolution, which is an MMORPG. It looks like it's coming to the Asian market.
It is, yeah.
I don't know if it's actually coming here to the US, but that would be nice. But yeah, it's produced by NetDragon, and it's set in the Transformers Prime verse, which again, that's something kick-ass because I like Transformers Prime. I prefer that they kept it around that anyway than the movie. Movie games are just terrible.
Yeah, we're not getting any more movie games at this point until the next movie. Oh, wait, that's right. Battleship comes out later this year. I mean, Transformers 3.5.
But anyways, the story of it is the brutal civil war of planet Cybertron came to Tiger Pax. It was here the main power source of the planet was jettisoned to the stars. The cube is gone. To eliminate Optimus Prime and the Autobots who took refuge on Earth, once and for all, Megatron opened a space bridge and pushed the floating city towards the blue planet. Tiger Pax broke into two pieces. While one orbited around the Earth, the other half fell into the sea. Only government agencies and a handful of humans knew the existence of Transformers and Tiger Pax. To make matters worse, a third faction hunts Autobots and Decepticons alike and sought after the scattered remains of Cybertron.
I bet it's Lockdown.
Yay!
It's Battleship.
There you go. If this is a game that is going to the Asian market only, I'm sure someone will bootleg it over here to the US at some point, but if it's Asian market exclusivity, I don't have any interest in it whatsoever. While, like Steve said, we absolutely love the Transformers Prime verse and all that. If I'm not going to be able to get my grubby little hands on it, then why should I care about this story? You know?
No
I can
fun
see
if you
that to
can't
some
play
extent.
Yeah.
It's like that old G1 game that came out years ago that...
Oh, God. Yes. I blame Proto Man for showing me that. So moving on.
Rodimus.
Yeah.
Awkward silence!
No. Moving on over to a game we can actually all play when it comes out is Fall of Cybertron.
Yay!
E of Rust Concept Sketches. The official Transformers Facebook page has updated with some new concept artwork for Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Today they have shared a look at the concepts for the location known as the Sea of Rust. According to the Facebook page, it is a, quote, harsh and desolate wasteland full of the fallen corpses of ancient Cybertronian civilization. However, deep within these ruins lies a vital lifeline, one of the last remaining reservoirs of energon that could be used to power the Autobots' final exodus. This is the stage where you will be playing as Cliffjumper
Yay!
Yay, Cliffy!
for at least part of the area.
Good enough for me!
And then he dies. Oh, sad.
Hey!
With Dark Energon.
Stop it.
Zombie.
I wouldn't mind playing a zombie Cliff and biting people. That'd be fun.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And you can head on over to the Transformers official Facebook page to see the images. It's prime time, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wait. First, there's the Transformers Prime video game.
Yes. Well, that's why it's prime time.
True.
My favorite time of the day.
Exactly.
Nice.
Now, I've already seen this because it was on the teaser trailer or preview trailer was on the Season 1 DVD and Blu-ray of Transformers Prime.
Yes.
I saw it.
Oh god, my stupid cat.
Hi, Bobcat.
Sorry.
Nice.
It's okay. I just can't get excited for this. It looks awesome. It's great. But one of the reasons why I can't get excited for it anymore is because I thought initially when I first saw the trailer, I was more so when I first watched it and I first saw it come on the screen because I had the DVD like almost 2 months before the release. I was like, oh my god, this looks amazing. When I went back to take screen caps of the images that are shown in the trailer, I noticed on the end credits for Wii, DS, and 3DS only.
That means that I can get it. Yay!
Me too. Because I got a Wii.
Yay, Wheeze!
You gotta be kidding me. Why can't this be for all platforms?
Yeah, like 360. I have
Why
that
can't
too.
it be for all platforms? Because War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron are for everything besides the... Actually, no, it's for the Cybertron Adventures. Whatever.
They're going to
That's
call it
retarded.
Cybertron Adventures 2.
No, God. Oh, God, hell no.
They will.
They will.
Yeah.
No, they might not actually. I mean,
Because
I know
it doesn't have the word war in it.
exactly. Nintendo
true.
might leave it alone because it doesn't. It says Fall of Cybertron, so they might leave it alone this time. But getting back to this, I'm gonna have to wait and see what happens with actual game footage for the Wii version. But I just can't see playing Transformers games on portable systems. I just can't see myself doing that.
It's hard enough to play. I mean, granted, it's a movie game. But playing I played the Dark of the Moon game on the
Dark of the
DS.
Moon?
Dark of the Moon. Yeah, and only because it had a little lockdown Speed Stars that came with it. So I bought it for the Speed Stars. And then I played the game, and I'm like, this game sucks! But yet, it's a movie game, so okay. I know it's going to suck anyway.
Yeah. So, Any other thoughts on the Transformers Prime game, Steve?
No, I'm kind of curious to see what they do with it, and depending on the controls, depends on whether I'll get it for the Wii, because I cannot stand using the nunchuck and the wireless remote. I'd much rather use a controller. So if I cannot use the classic controller or the GameCube controller, I will not get it. Just in spite of that.
Yeah.
So, jumping into Transformers Prime Season 2 episode information. Zap To It has updated their site with, and I'll do the episode 7, which is called Crossfire, which the, one-liner that they always give, Arachnid and Starscream struggle to control an Insecticon warrior.
Yes. We'll get into this a little bit later when we talk about Orion Pax Part 3 and Operation Bumblebee Part 1, but for me, from the end of Season 1 to now, this show can do no wrong. It just can't. I mean, the stories that these writers are telling, the animation, the voice acting, everything about this series is just fucking awesome.
Hey, swears. Are we swearing? We are allowed to swear?
Yes.
Awesome.
We're explicit.
Yay!
You should know that by now, Callie.
I don't know.
And here I am trying to hold back my cussing. What the hell?
But Crossfire, it seems like it's going to be very interesting. Callie, your thoughts on the description?
I will probably forget the description in the next 20 minutes. But in the meantime, I'm looking forward to all the new episodes. That's all I can really say. I've already forgotten the description. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Mariah?
I'm looking forward to it. One of the things that I had read, I can't remember where I read it now, and I feel retarded for doing so. It might have been on the front page of TFW, might have been on their Facebook page, but I read that a new character will be introduced in Crossfire. Oh no, 2 new characters, I think.
Yes.
So,
an Autobot, a legendary Autobot returns to find a new Decepticon.
Yeah, so that means that this Insecticon is going to get a name, which totally makes me happy.
Bob. Let's face it, probably Bob.
No, Bob is one of the Eraticons in accounting.
That's only if you watch MGo's videos.
My money's on Prowl, though.
Dude, it's Crossfire, i.e. Ironhide.
Might be.
What?
That's where I'm going with this. Crossfire, guns, means Ironhide to me.
That could be. We'll have to wait and see.
Yes, never know.
Never know. Any thoughts on Crossfire, Steve?
I'm completely as confused as everyone else.
There needs to be a lockdown on TFP.
There needs to be.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so the next bit, or the last bit of news for Transformers Prime Season 2 episodes, they've released Episode 8, title and description. Now before I continue, here is your spoiler warning. If you do not want to know this information, fast forward the podcast about, 2.5, 3 minutes. The new episode is sounding very interesting, but even the title is a spoiler. Transformers Prime Season 2, Episode 8, Nemesis Prime.
Dun dun dun!
Optimus Prime becomes destructive while Mech reveals their master plan. I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it.
They cloned Optimus Prime.
It's a clone. It's gotta be a clone. There's no other explanation. It has to be.
It probably is a clone, but still.
Nope, they're pulling an Optimus Primal from Master Blaster.
Oh god, no.
What?
It's a Beast Wars reference.
It's where they put the little robot in and control his spark remotely.
I did not need reminders of that episode.
It was a little fishy. It went swimming inside Primal's guts.
Shut up, Quick Strike.
Yeah.
But yes, whether it's a clone, whether it's Optimus himself, I don't think. I think Steve's probably right. It probably is a clone because I don't think that they would have done the story in a way where he reverts to Orion Pax, he gets his memories back as Optimus, and then he goes bad again. That's going to drive people batty if they did do it that way. So it's quite possibly that it is a clone.
Well, it's probably so they can discredit the Autobots and make it so that people hate the Autobots. And the government won't work with them.
Can I talk? Hello. Besides, wasn't it kind of revealed that they're not allowed to make Optimus do anything too terribly bad? Like, Hasbro has this rule.
One of the things...
Sorry,
Callie, totally cut you off.
Okay, I do it all the time.
Yeah, one of the things that I had heard, and like I listened, to other podcasts, and they had mentioned that... this one podcast had mentioned that Optimus Prime is Hasbro's poster child. So they don't really want him, if he is stuck in an evil role, they really don't want him to be evil because that would change the way the brand then functions.
Yeah.
Shattered glass notwithstanding.
Well, but that was a comic, though. That was only in comic form, but what she's talking about is...
motion, just straight up motion media, because that is more readily seen by children who love Optimus Prime, and if they see him go crazy and nuts and start killing people, it's going to cloud their judgment of the character.
Well, that's what happened in 85.
Well, that's what happened in the movie, too, but hey, whatever. People just thought he was fucking crazy, so whatever.
Movie Optimus Prime was pretty effing crazy.
Yes, yeah, but I mean, like Optimus being evil in motion media has kind of happened even before the live-action movies because he died in 86. They brought him back in Dark Awakening as Optimus Zombie, where he was basically firing on everybody.
And they blew him up.
Yeah. So,
well, yeah, but that was back in those days. Nowadays, it's probably totally different.
It could be. I don't know.
One way or the other, I'm really looking forward to this episode.
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
Yes, this definitely it gets me psyched up more than what's already been done so far.
Very cool.
So, with that, we'll be back after this commercial break with our Transformers Prime review.
All Things Transformers will be back after these messages.
Hey guys, it's Optimus Solo from Geekcast Radio Network's The Telecast, coming to you with an important message about our Listener's Choice episode. That's right, for the first time in Geekcast Radio Network history, we are giving you, the listener, a chance to choose the topic in one of our shows. This is how you can cast your vote for what the topic should be. Head on over to geekcastradio.com and click on the Telecast tab at the top of the page. Once there, you can find our complete Season 1 schedule with all 35 episodes. Please look this over, because we would hate for you to cast your vote for a show that is already on our schedule. Once you've done this, just scroll to the section titled Listener's Choice and click on the Comments button. All that's left for you to do now is to cast your vote through a comment. For example, you might say, hey, I see that Nick Arcade is not in your Season 1 lineup, so I'd like to cast a vote for Nick Arcade to be the Listener's Choice episode. It's that simple, so please go cast your vote for your favorite show and stay tuned for episode 34 to see which show becomes our very first Listener's Choice. That does it for now. This has been Optimus Solo from The Telecast.
Is this thing on? Oh, goody. Why, hello there. It's your dear old Uncle Joker here. I bet you're asking yourself, what could I be possibly doing here of all places? Well, I'm laughing at the fact that this new podcast presented by Geekcast Radio is called Legends of the Dark Knight. Who the heck knew the Bat was so popular? Ugh. Join Steve, Mike, and sometimes Tara for the reviews on the greatest DC animated universe cartoon to ever meet Gotham City. So join moi for the talk of the town, or I'll send Captain Clown after you. He gets mighty angry when he doesn't get to have his garbage skull. So put on a nice big smile and join us for the next Geekcast Radio Network podcast, Legends of the Dark Knight.
Grab your helmets because it's time to assemble Mask. Coming April 10th, 2012, the Geekcast Radio Network launches Masked Mayhem with your hosts Optimus Solo and TFG and Mike. This podcast, covering all 75 episodes of Mask, will feature in-depth analysis of every episode, talk on the toys, and more. Masked Mayhem will run 30 podcast episodes. You can find us in iTunes and on www.geekcastradio.com. Get your spectrums ready, as podcasting is the ultimate weapon.
Hey, Chuck. Hey, what's up, Ryan? You know how we talked about doing a podcast? Well, I have some ideas run past you.
Yeah, what do you got?
I thought we should base it on comics.
Well, there's thousands of podcasts about comics. You kind of want to narrow it down a bit.
Well, what about Star Wars?
Still, there's a ton of those out there. What else you got?
We could always do G.I. Joe comics.
There's still a ton of those out there.
What about the 80s franchises?
There's already a few of those as well.
Then let's forget about comics. Let's focus on toys and action figures.
Dude, then we're back to thousands of podcasts.
Well, is anyone covering all those things I mentioned in one podcast?
No one would be crazy enough to do that.
Then that's what we'll do.
You serious?
Yep. Come and listen to Star Joe's podcast. You can find us at starjoes.com or find us on iTunes.
Yeah, we cover comics, TV shows, and movies based on Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and all your 80s favorite franchises.
And don't forget about the toys.
How can we forget about the toys? We also do toy reviews to help you decide what to add to your collection.
So come listen to Star Joe's, where we hold nothing back, provide quality entertainment, and remember, the Force will be with you.
Because knowing us is half the battle.
Yo, Joe!
You can now hear the Geekcast Radio Network on Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, or Palm phones. On demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it for free today using promo code GeekCastRadio at Stitcher.com/GeekCastRadio or in the app stores. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Now back to All Things Transformers.
Previously on Transformers Prime. Why does history portray me siding with the Autobot aggressors? And why did Starscream call me a Prime? I must know. Who am I?
You are my clerk. Now get back to work and decode that database.
And first up for Transformers Prime Season 2 is Orion Pax Part 3. On Cybertron, while on their way to Vector Sigma, Jack and RC are attacked by a savage creature called an Insecticon, as well as a swarm of Scraplets. On the Nemesis, Orion, desperate to know the truth about who he really is, begins to rebel against Megatron and uncover the elaborate lies put in front of him. I know a lot of people, especially one person that's on this show this evening, thought that this episode was kind of meh compared to compared to the other parts of this three-parter. I thought this was a pretty damn good conclusion.
Yes and no. It could have been more epic.
I think you're alone on this front, Mike.
It was kind of like, okay, here he is. He's back.
I didn't like that they gave him retrograde amnesia again.
again.
What happened?
You forgot everything that he did as Orion Pax. I wasn't too fond of that.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
I was
weird.
seriously hoping for some character growth here, and since we didn't get it, I'm really disappointed. Megatron, or not Megatron, what the hell am I thinking? Prime,
Optimus.
yes, Optimus in this series has been really flat to me. Not exciting at all, and I'm not a big fan of Prime to start with. So giving me an insanely flat Optimus is just going to make me hate him all the more. I mean, I loved him as Orion Pax. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was fantastic as Orion Pax because he was so cute and docile and everything. And I'm just like, I wish that had stuck around, but as we've seen, it doesn't. And that's what irritates me the most, is that we got this huge character growth from him, and then nothing happened. It was very boring.
It's like watching Back to the Future. No.
It's a good movie.
I know. I was just...
While I was watching this, I always pick up on a lot of the lines that are said and stuff like that, and when Megatron essentially threatens Orion, he's like, "Or I will carve out your spark before your very eyes." The first thing I thought of was, "I'll rip out your optics."
G1 reference.
That's right. Sorry. Go ahead, Callie.
I don't like their use of biological terms like eyes and veins.
Oh, that bugs me so much.
I don't mind it as much simply because animated had such its own culture.
Animated did it correctly. Animated kept to mechanical terms, and they did it in a way that was actually pretty damn funny. At least IDW, when they introduced the terms, they at least explained it subtly, kind of, in a way that that helped me accept the uses of the terms in the IDW comic. I love it. Whereas the TF Prime, they're just kind of like, this is the language we use, even if it does not make sense culturally or otherwise.
But I thought the whole point of this series is that they were trying to learn that they've been on Earth enough at this point. They've been on, I think it said in the original pilot, in the miniseries, that they had been there for, 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
so they've been
here's the thing. When you're in another culture and you do speak their language, so to speak, let's just for the sake of argument decide that they're kind of absorbing the human terminology. When you're, again, with people of your own culture and your own language, you don't speak accented, broken, whatever the other language is, to each other. You speak your natural one, because that's what comes natural to you. If you have two people from France in New York, they're going to speak French to each other, not broken English.
That's true, but again...
She brings up a point.
Yeah, she does have a point. But the thing of this series is, at least this is my opinion of it, is this series is made for the fans. It is not really made for, it's made for the fans, and it's also made for kids, and kids that may not have seen animated are not going to know what an optic is, or, a technical term that they've never heard of.
That did not
but still, to that point, like Callie was bringing up, that didn't stop animated from doing it. They did it a lot. And they love those terms.
Starscream and TFA going, I can feel it through my circuitry. There is no 5-year-old going, Mom, what's circuitry? The kid just going, yay!
It's a show about robots, yay! Like we all do it from time to time, but kind of, along that same line, animated did it very well, and they stuck to it, which was a hell of a lot better for me. Starscream was constantly, when he woke up, it was, oh my God, why is my spark chamber empty? That was him looking at his chest. Kids automatically went, oh, that's his heart. His heart's gone. Instead of, oh no, yes, it's I'm true to my heart, or whatever the hell in Prime, and it's just like, oh my God, really? Like robot terminology, please. That'd be nice.
Why did it have to be Scraplets? I love seeing them again. That was
Scraplets are adorable.
Mini Sharkticons.
Exactly.
They're so much better than Sharkticons, though.
They're
they're so much more efficient.
Yeah.
You see how they tore apart that Insecticon?
I really did like that scene where the Scraplets were turned against the very terrified Insecticon. I really did like that scene. It was logical, it made sense, and it worked for the situation.
And I felt really bad for that poor Insecticon.
I didn't. Those were really hungry, starving Scraplets.
I still felt bad for the poor thing.
You shouldn't have been chasing Raph.
Raph?
Or not Raph, Jack.
Get your human straight.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for those in any of the shows, so.
None. What really kind of bugs me is that none of the... I mean, I know it's happened before, but you would think by now they've fought Megatron enough times. None of the Autobots could lay a hand on him. He was kicking all of their asses at the space bridge.
I agree. It actually really showed off why Megatron is feared, because he can pretty much kick anyone's ass.
True.
I'm not entirely sure if I really like that or not. I mean, I like the fact that he is so powerful that not many of them can really harm him. But the fact that not a single one of them could actually lay a hand on them, even though there are 3 of them, again, it's fun. It kind of bugged me and kind of made me go, okay, when did the Force come into this? How do you know where everybody is at the same time?
It's the Rasputin effect.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
It's one where no matter how many times you shoot him, he still somehow keeps coming back.
And the other 2 notes that I had was when Optimus came back, his line of Megatron, be gone. I absolutely loved that.
No.
I liked that.
It was cool. It was funny. It wasn't funny, but it was kind of awesome. I mean, it's instead of them, constantly overusing the old lines like "one shall stand, one shall fall." I mean, instead of bringing in "give me your face" or whatever else, they're giving him new lines to use, and I thought that was a good one for him coming back as Optimus. And the one that that happened after that was, I don't know why, but it made me tear up, was Bulkhead's "This time he's coming with us." I have no idea why that made me tear up when I watched it earlier.
Aww.
I kind of thought they were going to start speaking Old English after the "be gone" line.
Get ye ass back to your own base.
To kind of justify my own reasonings for hating this, I did not write. The action scenes were great. The little bit of action scenes that we did get were fantastic. A little bummed out it was just focusing on Megatron, because, I mean, hey, I might be biased, but I really liked Breakdown in Part 2. I really wanted to see more of him, considering that he's got this weirdo pseudo-relationship thing with the Eraticons that are all now dead. But it was, to me, it was boring. I didn't like whole Vector Sigma part of it. It was just kind of you've got the key. Okay, well, I'm gonna download my stuff. Oh God, the Scraplets are eating me. Oh God, no, look, now I'm done. Here, you can have it back. I'm dead.
I mean, I can understand why you don't like it, and since you are a super Breakdown fangirl, you want to see him all the time, but that's not going to happen.
I don't want to see him all the time. I just want to see more of him.
Right.
Not all the time, because then I'd get tired of him.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing, though. They are essentially wrapping up in this 3-parter that we've had with Orion Pax. They're essentially wrapping up the last season's cliffhanger with him losing his memory. So this episode had to focus on Optimus and Megatron. These 3 episodes had to focus on Optimus and Megatron. Sure, you can have Knockout or Breakdown or Arachnid or whoever else on like a little side, a little B story. But the main focus of this 3-parter was that, wrapping that storyline up so they could then go into a new storyline in the next coming weeks.
Well, yeah, and I don't fault them for doing it. I was just a little, just slightly bummed out that it was just all freaking Megatron, which is totally cool by my books because Megatron is awesome. But considering how little we get to see of the other Decepticons, sometimes it just not really a ball dropped. Just in my opinion, was kind of a okay, that's not bad. I understand why they did it, but okay.
Yeah.
But they will get back to the other ones. It's just like Mike said, they're just trying to wrap up this particular segment and start the next bunch. So more than likely they'll be back later on.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I can agree. I did like this episode. I liked the end when Bulkhead said what he said about Prime coming back with them, and so overall it was a good episode. But I didn't particularly care until it got towards the end with the epic fight at the end. That took like 2 minutes.
All of a sudden, Prime is back, and now he's beating the crap out of Megatron, and you're like, where did you come from? Now, of course, this is me also, coming off of the I'm not a really big fan of Prime thing. Yeah. But hey, I thought it was okay. It wasn't grand, but it was okay for what it was. The story played out. Now we get to move on to something else.
Oh yes. Shall we move on, Steve?
Yes, we shall move on.
Previously on Transformers Prime.
Loop-de-loop, huh?
You have some brass bearings, Bumblebee.
Optimus. Here, the source of the ancient frequency we detected.
An Iacon homing beacon.
What's an Autobot locator doing on that?
The Class A Decepticon weapons confiscated during the war were sealed within the vaults below Iacon.
Where you once worked as an archivist.
Iacon was both a cultural center and a stronghold, which Megatron raided when Autobot troops were at their nadir. It stands to reason that in anticipation of Iacon being overrun by enemy forces, these weapons were jettisoned off-world to keep them far from Decepticon reach.
Clearly, the beacon was added as a safety measure, should the weapons ever be found by the undesired party.
Well, thanks to our hotshot stunt driver, this one's going in our vault.
Do you think this is the only intel you supplied to Megatron?
RC, you are right to ask. And I am afraid I do not remember.
Optimus. Megatron clearly took advantage of your amnesia. But for all we know, this spark extractor is the extent of it.
And the next episode that we'll be talking about, the final episode for this week's All Things Transformer, is Operation Bumblebee Part 1. While investigating an energy signal that could potentially lead to Cybertronian artifacts, Bumblebee is ambushed by Mech, who knock him out and steal his transformation cog, the device that allows Transformers to scan vehicle modes and transform. Discovering that he is no longer able to transform into vehicle mode, Bumblebee has no choice but to stay in the base, which leaves him frustrated. Meanwhile, as Mech attempts to use the T-Cog in one of their own robots, Starscream suggests an alliance with the organization to Silas, offering his expertise on Cybertronian technology. Alright, go ahead and get the fangirl squeeing out of the way.
Well, to start off, I guess, bombarding over Callie. I don't know if you wanted to say anything first, because you're actually technically first.
Hold on, I'm blowing my nose.
Go ahead, Mariah.
She's not paying attention. Okay, my turn.
Oh, I sneezed!
I'm actually not really all that much of a fan of Bumblebee. I never have been. From G1 to movie iterations, he's really not my favorite. He never has been. But now that I've seen this first part, it makes me really want his toy. I think he's fantastic now. He's gotten a lot of character growth even from this little bit. And it just, he's freaking adorable. And I don't know what the hell the animators are doing, but he's so expressive and he's so cute. I feel so bad for him in this episode.
Ironically, I'm the exact opposite of Mirai. From a very young age, I've always loved Bumblebee. But then when it came to the movies from the more modern interpretation of them, I loathe and hate that version.
Oh, okay, well...
Very annoying in the movie rendition with the radio playing and all that.
Right. The movie rendition does not count. That does not exist in my eyes.
In Transformers Prime, I kind of tolerated him. It was an okay character at the beginning, but then I just didn't really grow on him.
He also didn't have any character growth by himself.
Well, he hasn't had the... I mean, they haven't really had the time to do that within the first season and now. I mean, now they're just getting to it.
Let me put it this way. This entire episode was about a character that not only has no voice, but tends to have these beeping, booping noises. You can make fun of that later. That's pretty much the only way he expresses himself, which should, by logic alone, be annoying. But somehow they managed to make him adorable, expressive, which is difficult considering he barely has a face. They managed to make him very expressive, very endearing, and just overall a very likable character in the span of 30 minutes.
Yeah. In the beginning, when Prime was first announced, I thought it was going to be Radio B from the movies.
That I was so nervous.
And then they had the whole R2-D2 beeps and boops type of thing. And I don't mind that at all, because the way I see it is it gives Raph something to do with exposition. I mean, let's face it, Raph is essentially there to be Bumblebee's exposition, or any of the other bots are there to do that. And what I find really interesting is the other, Jack and Miko, have also kind of picked up, I've kind of noticed here and there, they've kind of picked up somehow understanding Bumblebee. I don't know how.
Only a little more recently, and I guess because I spent so much time with him, because at the beginning they're like, we don't know what you're saying!
Yeah, exactly.
Which I liked, actually, that they were like, we don't know what's happening.
Yes.
I really liked about this episode that they gave a little bit of backstory with Ratchet and Bumblebee.
Yeah.
I really did like their explanation. I wasn't expecting it somehow, and I really did like it.
I wasn't expecting it either. I wasn't expecting it to be Megatron tortured the shit out of Bumblebee and ripped his voice box out.
On a point of that, Megatron's voice box ripping out today, what? It totally caught me off guard. I was like, what? I had to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing with me is, again, going back to homages, when they found that first artifact, and Optimus was like, the spark extractor, I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is Beast Machines. This is so Beast Machines. You want to know why this is so Beast Machines? This episode was written by Marty Eisenberg.
Mm-hmm.
That makes perfect sense now.
Okay, for the record, I never actually watched Beast Machines.
Okay, here's the thing.
Epic fail.
So when I heard Spark Extractor, the first thing came to my mind is, well, that's not good.
No, it's never good. But just to give Callie a little bit of backstory here, in Beast Machines, Megatron used the spark extractors to obviously extract every single Cybertronian spark, and he put them in a spark chamber.
Well, not only that, but he also locked everybody's transformation cogs so that they could not transform.
Right.
Wait. He put all the sparks in essentially a giant snow globe.
Yes, and then he stirred them.
Cylinder snow globe.
And then he ate them all.
What?
Yeah.
See, this is why I didn't watch Beast Machines.
That's a very good reason
so
why.
good.
I'd be all confused.
But it was like the Jedi and the Sith. You had Optimus Primal and Megatron.
Oh boy.
Oh, Lord.
I was
Okay,
kind of surprised that no
There's only one apprentice.
Yes. Back to Operation Bumblebee.
I could just gush about this all day, bring up a talking point, and I'll be like, Bumblebee adorable, ah!
I want to talk about the cliffhanger, because I constantly have said all week...
We're diving right into that?
No, well, we don't have to. We can bring up the fact that they are essentially telling us more of the story that Cybertron or Cybertronian Autobot intelligence classified all the weapons of mass destruction and essentially jettisoned them from the planet. My question is,
all landed on Earth.
yeah, that's my problem.
Were we just in the way at the time?
Well, I think this at some point has to tie back in with the fact that Unicron is the center of the Earth. So maybe that's how they all get on here, is the beacons all locked onto him? I don't know.
They're magnetically polarized to Unicron's butt.
Me Grimlock kick butt.
Me Grimlock kick butt.
Holy shit.
What?
Okay, I was not expecting that loud-ass thunderclap.
That's hilarious.
I thought something fell from my ceiling. Holy shit.
Yeah, Unicron.
He heard you talking about him. Look out.
I know, exactly.
He's coming from the center of the Earth.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know,
No.
so, I mean, I'm not exactly sure how all the weapons got there. I just, that's something that's a little nitpick issue that I can't get my head around. You know, of course, there's the line closer to the end of the episode where he's like, you take him. No, you take him.
I'll get him. Nope, never mind. You get him.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I have an epic memory for things like that.
Yes, I love that they're focusing on Bumblebee, because we've had numerous RC stories with her backstory. We've had we've had some of Ratchet's backstory, but this is starting more of it.
I kind of like how, I mean, yeah, Operation Bumblebee is focusing on him, but like you said, it's got a lot of Ratchet in it too, so we're getting a little more of his backstory.
Yeah. And we've already gotten, not all of it, as I'm sure they'll come back to it at some point to give us more backstory on Optimus and Megatron, but essentially, from One Shall Fall through Orion Pax Part 3, we've got an entire 7-part story of Optimus and Megatron. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that they're focusing on others. You know, we had the episode earlier in Season 1 with Wheeljack and Bulkhead as a wrecker, and I know that Wheeljack is coming back for an episode here in Season 2 as well. But this 2-parter for Bumblebee is making him more than just a transforming R2-D2. It's making him more than just that character that has those, sound effects for a voice. Will they give him a voice eventually? We can only speculate at this point.
I'm hoping that they do give him a voice and not go I'm gonna talk on my speakers now, yo.
They won't
way.
do that.
I don't want them to go movie way. That would just irritate the crap out of me, make me hate him again.
They won't do that.
This is literally the first time I have ever liked Bumblebee. I do not want them to ruin that for me.
I don't know if Josh Keaton would do double duty and be Jack and Bumblebee. I would absolutely love if they brought Johnny Young Bosch in to voice B, if he's going to get a voice in the cartoon, because he voices Bumblebee in War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron.
Watch he has a Spanish accent for no apparent reason.
What?
Watch he end up with a Spanish accent for no apparent reason.
Oh, God. We do not need a Tim Allen Buzz Lightyear crossover.
Taco Bell.
God. Oh, God.
Can
we just... I don't know if this would make me like him or hate him, because then it would harken me back to G1, but shove Gilvazan at it.
I'll be asking Dan about about his thoughts on the series if he's seen it at all, and I will ask him, if you were going to do Bumblebee today, would you do it the same way you did G1, or would you have a different inflection for him? So, Any other thoughts on this before we talk about the cliffhanger? Any other thoughts for you on Operation Bumblebee Part 1, Callie?
Random go-kart.
That was so cute.
Yeah.
Go-kart part. I liked it when he was explaining how he got the spark extractor back from Megatron, and he was using Raph's little yellow RC car to do it.
Yeah.
That was adorable.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like, oh, you're showing how cute and young you are right there. Because, like, that was, I mean, yeah, fine, he's a young scout, and yeah, he's a fighter and awesome and everything. But this episode really showed how childlike he is, and how kind of, like, I want to say, like impatient, because he kept bugging Ratchet. Hey, have you heard anything? And he wasn't really. He wasn't able to sit still or to really do much of anything. And then when the kids tried to distract him,
it just made him even more mad, because they're not intentionally doing it, but they're throwing stuff in his face. The race car game, and then RC and Jack come in and do like a half-back wheelie on the front wheel thing and all that. And it's just showing you that at this point, B is helpless.
And he's mad about it too, and
well, right, yeah, and deservedly so. He should be mad about it.
Mm-hmm. I feel so bad for him. Like when Raph, I think it was Raph, was trying to cheer B up.
Yeah.
And he's just like, Ratchet, you can make him a new one, can't you? And Bumblebee's door wings go down, his hands drop, and I could hear him just going, "Wah!" and just like collapsing. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
For some reason, I kind of got the mental image that he was going, "I'm screwed." So fucked.
I could hear the cry. I was like, oh.
The whole thing with Starscream and Mech, I hope that lasts a little bit longer than 2 episodes, because the last time they tried to do a quote-unquote Decepticon human team-up, neither Mech nor Arachnid, wow, I actually said the right name this time, I usually end up half calling her Black Arachnia, that didn't work out so well, so I don't know. Now, you mentioned on Twitter, Mariah, you thought that the animation for Starscream changed?
Just a little bit. Maybe this might be just because this is the first time I've seen him since like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I was really noticing how wide his mouth was when he said his "I'm no stranger to ambition." Mm-hmm. His mouth gets really wide on a couple of those letters, and I don't know if they did something different, or if I'm just now noticing it and never have before, but his mouth got really wide, and I was like, that's kind of, I don't really like that. I'm not sure what
see, that's the thing with this show specifically. There are, especially with Starscream, because he is the design that he is, there are so many different angles you can see him from that make him look totally different than when you saw him 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
His optics eyes seem to have gotten wider.
They did. They're more of a pink. In this episode, they were more of a pinkish red than a dark red.
I noticed that in the last episode too, where with the whole Optimus Prime thing, and he was like, "Oh my god!" and the eyes were giant.
Yeah, when his eyes get giant, though, that's just part of Starscream.
Yeah.
All of a sudden being surprised and being a coward and everything else, and I understand that. I didn't necessarily notice, because I think because I was so damn focused on his mouth that it was just I didn't notice the color change, if it was actually there or not. I mean, it
was. It's ever so slight, and
I have a feeling that his animation model changed just slightly, and if they keep his mouth that wide, it's really going to start irritating me. Which bugs me, because I really like Starscream, and I don't want his gigantic ass mouth to just throw me off for him every time I see him.
Yeah. And Breakdown barely got a punch in. I mean, he pulled out his hammer, but Bulkhead basically just bitch slapped him.
That makes me sad.
Well, we didn't see the entire fight also.
No, we didn't see the entire fight.
So we went and followed him in his magical go-kart.
I thought that was fantastic. Knockout's lines were amazing.
Yeah, Knockout's lines were great this episode.
He's just taunting Bumblebee first off,
hell
and
is
of course, now that I have issues now because now that I know who Knockout's voice actor actually does in like different iterations of his career, I don't necessarily. His voice isn't close enough to Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents for me to get that connection.
Mm.
But my sister constantly watches Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, so I constantly see Gordy, which is the school janitor, when I look at Knockout, and I feel bad because like Gordy is just weird and psychotic and likes to build things and all kinds of just weirdo and likes to get the kids in trouble, and it kind of fits with Knockout because their voices are quite similar, and so that's what's...
no idea what you're talking about right now.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Because that's just what I see.
The thing of it is, though, it's like, Bumblebee is making do with what he has, even though that truck was fugly.
That was so cute. What's with the rent-a-car? I love that line.
Yeah. That was a good line. But Transformers Prime has essentially renewed my love of weekly cartoons, being the fact that when they do multi-parters and they do the to be continued thing,
I hate those 3 words.
Everybody hates those 3 words because you want to see it right now. You want to see what happens, but this one was like, oh my god, he went off the cliff.
Dun, dun, dun.
And it's a literal cliffhanger too.
Exactly.
Magical go-kart.
So we'll have to wait and see what happens this coming weekend for Operation Bumblebee Part 2. All of the episodes that we've read descriptions for or, have learned about, they look just absolutely amazing. As I said in the beginning of the podcast, in my eyes, this show can do no wrong. They're doing everything right to create their own story. Sure, they take homages from different series in the past, but this series, so far, is solely unique to any story. I mean, they are just creating such an amazing, amazing story arc and different plot lines for this, so I'm just absolutely loving it.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general, considering the angles they're going at a lot of this, I would not have even guessed that they would do some of the things they've done. Simply in the way of, Unicron being the center of the Earth, or the different angles that they go at any of the different stories that they play. Like, I would have never expected that.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, I could agree.
So I think that's going to do it for us.
Yes. So, just wrapping things up, what are you guys looking forward to in Transformers in the coming weeks?
Callie?
Is it bad for me to say IDW comics?
No.
I just love the More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in the Sky series right now.
Cool.
Pretty awesome. And more Transformers Prime!
Yay! Oh, should we mention about... I guess everybody knows about them now, but I guess we should mention, I don't know, about the Prime toys out in
oh, yes, the McDonald's Prime toys, yes.
Yeah, I've seen those the other day.
They don't transform and it makes me sad.
I'm a little bummed out they don't transform, because that's also, they're bigger than the bot shots, and the bot shots transform. But to kind of justify it, bot shots are $4 to $5 depending on where you get them. The McDonald's toys are anywhere between $1 and $3.
Yeah.
So the price point is less. However, each one of them actually does something. I have six sets sitting here waiting to be shipped out to friends because they asked me to get them for me because I actually work for the damn company.
Yes.
But I decided to do it because everybody was, oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna miss knockout and breakdown and so I was just like, well, I'll get them for you, whatever.
What I noticed with them though is that instead of having them transform, they've given them mech tech gimmicks
Yes.
essentially.
Each one of them has a gimmick. Optimus and Megatron light up. Bumblebee. Let me see if I can remember. Bumblebee, Bulkhead, and Megatron are blasters. They fire things.
Yeah.
And then Knockout, Breakdown, Ratchet, and I'm missing one.
No, that's it.
Oh, that's it. Knockout, Breakdown, and Ratchet are they have pop-out weaponry.
Yeah.
My favorite so far is Megatron because he's got 2 gimmicks. The others just have 1.
Yeah.
Which I find that highly amusing.
Yeah. That's very.
They are really nice though. I mean, for $1 to $3 toys, depending on McDonald's in your area and depending on tax in your area.
Yeah.
For dinky little toys that come in kids' meals, they're pretty cool. Breakdown looks pretty neat. Knockout's pretty awesome. Ratchet,
He's the wrong color.
No. Actually, no. I thought that Ratchet was insanely red. Turns out he comes with a sticker sheet that gives him more paint apps than the toy that Hasbro's coming out with.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's pretty neat. I thought he was going to be really bad and terrible, but I'm just like, holy shit, he's got a lot of, because of the stain. And it's like 3 stickers. I haven't actually gotten my Ratchet and opened him up because I'm waiting for my specific store to get the toys, because
Right.
I'm really picky about mold flash, and I don't know why the hell, but I'm like searching through all of them to find perfect ones because I don't want ones with scratches on them.
Right.
So I haven't yet found a Ratchet, but I think he comes with 4 stickers.
Well, that's cool.
He's got 2 giant ones for the sides of his body, and then one for the hood and one for the back of the car. I'm just amused that he's got more paint apps than the Hasbro toy. That just befuddles me so much. Stickers are fantastic. I love stickers.
I am looking forward to, as always, more Transformers Prime. And BotCon's 40-something days away, so looking forward to the news that comes out of BotCon. What about you, Steve?
Pull out of it. Going to be a very interesting convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the news we just got.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having my fun at the BotCon roundtable.
Are going to be empty this year with all the third-party stuff being banned.
Yeah, the dealer's hall is going to be very empty, and it's going to be a lot of people talking in hushed tones about what room to go to for third-party toys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way that it's going to go, and I'm going to fight to the teeth for a masterpiece, or not a masterpiece. Oh, I guess it's a masterpiece. A Ninja, the pink Rosanna repaint.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually a little bit sad about it because BotCon 2010 was my only experience with BotCon so far, and it was really enjoyable.
The dealer hall was tiny.
Well, yeah, but it's a small-scale convention, so you have to expect as much.
No, BotCon 2000. Why the hell can't I talk? BotCon 2009 was a very large dealer hall.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. BotCon 2009 was a really large dealer hall. 2010 was dinky. But that was partially because Big Bad Toy Store didn't show up.
Yeah. Now, they haven't announced yet if the sets have sold out, have they?
The sets, no, they haven't sold out yet. Kidding me? This is the best set ever. Everybody freaking wants it.
Right.
Yeah,
nobody does.
BotCon, you're an ass. Whatever.
Whoever's in charge of the whole BotCon thing, just everyone, they didn't do a very good job this year. They just didn't. I'm sorry.
No, they didn't. Nobody did a very good job at it, and that's what partially irritates me. And I don't know, this may be my last BotCon. This may very well possibly be my very last BotCon ever. Because at this point, fan conventions allow third-party toys, and those are the ones I'm interested in most of the time.
I had an experience so far. I don't want to have no more. good experiences.
I don't know. It honestly depends on how this year goes. If this year is just utter crap, I won't attend anymore because I'm not gonna spend $350 to attend a shit convention. I'd much rather spend $60 and go to one that's like 50,000 times better.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I've never been to any of them yet, so.
Either that or use my money and vacation time and try to hit up TFCon in Canada. Because I've been hearing that's a fantastic convention, and one of my best friends goes to that all the time.
Maybe I'll go
here. And she's here in the States, so.
If I go to any of them, it'll be that one just because it's cheaper and it's closer to me.
It's no closer to me right now, and it won't be for a while, but still. One of these days. Well, and also, I keep having this strange delusion that one of these days I'm going to visit Auto Assembly. I really want to.
Yeah, that's a convention I will never get to.
I want to see that one so bad. And Cybertron Con, the one that just actually happened.
What about you, Steve? What are you looking forward to in the next couple of weeks?
Of course, more Transformers Prime details, and as far as the show's concerned. I'm also looking forward to some stuff that's in the works with the Beast Wars Dark Glass fan video. Because it's going to be kick-ass when that gets going further. I've seen some nice character models. They've got a lot of nice stuff. It's very, very show accurate at this point.
Sweet.
I've seen some of the base shots. I've seen some of the starting of some of the they're doing some of the animated scenes already. So yeah, that will be very cool when more of that gets published, and you just have to go to geekcastradio.com and go to the Predacon Empire tab and the logo, and you'll be able to find the Dark Glass information that is out, along with the teaser videos and the videos showing the cast and all that other stuff. So
awesome.
Yes. So, anything else, everybody?
I may be biased, but amazing breakdown toy do want. The prototype, the gray prototype they put out recently was it looks fantastic, and I can't wait to get my grubby mitts on it.
Grubby mitts?
Yes, my grubby little fangirl mitts on it. Sad though, I'm probably going to have to go for the Takara of both Ratchet and both Knockout and Breakdown, because I don't know about Hasbro paint at this point. I'm kind of disappointed by it.
Yes, boo Hasbro. Alrighty. If you would like to leave feedback on the show, there are many ways to do so. First, you can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. Second, you can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you were leaving the message for and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. Follow us on Twitter at Predacon Empire. You can ask Megatron questions at BW_Megatron. My Twitter name is at SCP21. What are your Twitter names?
TF2 and Mike.
Callie Carey Shoka. It's spelled very strange.
Mirai Baby. Simple enough.
Join us next time when we discuss more Transformers Prime news, as well as maybe some more convention information that should be popping up in the next couple weeks. For now, I'm Steve Megatron Phillips with
TF2 and Mike.
Callie, hi.
And Mirai.
Saying thank you for listening. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.